Hello everyone, welcome to this month's Through the Rainbow Hop. We are using black for the month of November, and I decided I'd go ahead and create my layout on a black background. I'm going to be using some Alice in Wonderland photo, so I'm just showing you all the supplies, and I will be sure to link up anything that is in stock down below so you can grab it. I'm also going to be using a cut file for today. The cut file is from Cut to You, and I will link that down below as well. I thought for black today we would talk about how you only need a little black to go a really long way. So the only black I'm going to use on this layout today is I'm going to use a black background. And then I'm going to play up that nice high contrast between black and white. So I have these Stamperia chipboard pieces, and they're very delicate. They're laser cut, and Stamperia calls them chipboard, but they're not the chipboard you're probably used to. They're not really thick. They don't have those layers of kind of like smelly cardboard between them. They're actually quite delicate, and they're lovely. I really truly do like them. They remind me a lot of like the 49th and Market laser cut ephemera, which you guys know I love. So I'm going to go ahead and paint them. So I have the rabbit, I have Alice, and I have this little really delicate Wonderland. We're going to use that as our title today. I'm going to add 2 layers of heavy body white acrylic paint to these chipboards. I'm just using like the $2 Apple Barrel inexpensive cheap paint from Walmart. It's just white acrylic paint, and I did that because I wanted to make sure the paint could kind of soak into all the little details without covering it over. If I had used a really heavy, thick, good quality acrylic paint, I would end up with losing all those details because the acrylic paint would settle and fill in the details, whereas this kind of thin, just inexpensive white acrylic paint will kind of soak down in, so you still get all the fun little details. I'm going to go ahead and grab my black background now and continue to kind of focus on that contrast between black and white. I'm going to use some more of that just from Walmart acrylic paint, add some water with my mini mister, and I'm going to go ahead and splatter with a fan brush. Using a fan brush to splatter is the absolute best. It makes the best splatters ever. And I'm going to splatter a ton, more than you think you need, because remember, most of this is splattering I'm doing is going to be covered up, but I know that I want to back my cut file and put it kind of in that bottom piece, and I know I want a little bit of the top. So I let that set aside, and I have it here all dry, and I have the chipboard pieces colored. I'm going to set them aside. I haven't set them aside dry yet. I'm going to set them aside now, and I'm going to go ahead and work with my cut file. I'm going to back that cut file using all papers from Country Craft Creations. This is their Tea in Wonderland set. This is the first time I've ever purchased or worked with their paper pads before. I absolutely love the paper designs, but the papers are really thin. They're definitely not papers you would want to use as a background on your project. So I'm going to use them to back my cut file. And now here comes the super easy part. We are going to take all of these elements and we're going to put them all together to create our page. This is super easy and super fast. The hard part of this layout was splattering and backing the cut file and all of that. And now we're just going to go ahead. Everything's going to getting inked with Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink, and I am just going to go ahead and add all the elements onto the page. I did cut a little bit of a trim for the top and bottom, but you can see here why we did all that splattering, because now as we start to kind of cover things up, we are going to lose a lot of the white paint splatters. There's going to be just a hint of it, which is exactly what we want. Putting these Stamperia chipboards down with Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and then everything else I'm just setting down with a regular tape runner. I was made very sure to put all of these chipboard pieces that I painted white. I didn't want them to overlap any of the other elements on my page. I made sure that they were just right there on the black background again, so that they would pop and be a bit the focal point. I have been absolutely 1000% loving all of these beautiful Alice in Wonderland pages that I have been able to create so far. They're so fun, and I really do love that Tea in Wonderland collection. I do wish the papers were a little thicker, but I am working with it. And there we go. We are all finished with this one. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to head down below in the description box where you will find links to all of the products I used today, as well as all the girls who play along with us every month for the Through the Rainbow Hop. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.